Is This is Tim here again with another movie review. This time I figured I'd do Pumpkinhead, and yes, it's going to be my new franchise I'm going to do reviews for. And of course, I'm going to start off with the first film, the cult classic, the one that everybody knows that actually bombed in theaters but didn't really deserve to. Directed by Stan Winston, who did, if you know anything about movies, you know Stan Winston is a great makeup effects artist and special effects artist. He did like the effects for Terminator, Aliens, so many classics. Here he's getting a shot at directing. I will say this, the directing here is good. I don't think it's great, but it is good. This film is well directed. For his first film, like ever directing, and his only film actually, I think, this is a well directed film. It's good. It's interesting that Stan Winston chose a horror film as like his film to direct. That's interesting to me. But anyway, just to jump into Pumpkinhead, it's a pretty simple movie to sum up. These reviews probably won't be pretty long because this is honestly a really simple franchise. For Pumpkinhead, you got a demon named Pumpkinhead, even though its head looks nothing like a pumpkin. It's called Pumpkinhead because it comes from a pumpkin patch. Basically, if something bad happens to you, if someone wrongs you in a really severe way, you can have a witch conjure up a demon, and it has a bond with you, and if you get hurt, the demon gets hurt, and vice versa, I guess. You feel what it feels, and it feels what you feel. And that creature will exact revenge for you, but your soul will be damned, which is not a good payoff. But anyway, so Lance Henriksen plays in this film. He does a great job in the film. He does have like one moment of like overacting, but other than that, he does a great job in the film. There's a group of teens that run over his kid by accident. He summons Pumpkinhead to exact revenge upon them. The death scenes could have used a little bit more gore. Like one or two of them is off screen. Or at least, well, one of them's off screen. You don't really see Pumpkinhead as much. I feel like you should. I get the idea. You want to hide him, from the audience, which I liked for a while. But the movie does kind of drag a little, and by the time it gets to Pumpkinhead, I wanted to see, more of him in his, glory. Because when you do see him, he looks great. Like, I love the look of Pumpkinhead, the creature. He looks like the hillbilly cousin of a xenomorph. But, yeah, he looks great. Lance Henriksen feels it when the creature murders the kids, and he feels that this is wrong because he sees how violent the creature is, and how crazy it is with the kids dying and everything. So he learns that this is wrong and he wants to put a stop to it. So he tries to shotgun the creature down, and there's problems with the film. The teen characters, the actors playing the teens. I mean, their acting is really weak in most spots, especially compared to Lance Henriksen. And their characters are just not that interesting. They don't take time to flesh them out because the movie's focused so much on Lance Henriksen that their characters are just kind of pushed to the wayside, which in a way I don't mind, but at the same time they're so pushed to the wayside for the most part that they're just really underdeveloped, and you don't really care about them when they die. I mean, you don't really care. And then there's just some bad acting from them, like this one girl who just, you don't know is the religious chick, but she starts freaking out and going catatonic and not speaking, just walking around, and this dude grabs her cross on her necklace. grabs her cross necklace, and he's like, remember this gives you strength. And I'm like, well, that just kind of came out of nowhere. And the acting is just not very good. But the atmosphere of this film, with the fog and everything, and it kind of feels like a Tales from the Crypt episode, really, and like an old, fable, fairy tale, almost dark fairy tale. It just really works, and you feel really sorry for Lance Henriksen and his kid that dies. It's really sad, but nothing that irked me is why didn't he take the kid to the hospital? It takes the kid a while to actually die. If you took him to the hospital, he might have made it. But even Lance Henriksen doesn't take him to the hospital. I'm like, okay, maybe there is no hospital around here or something. I don't know. Because the movie never mentions it, I got to put it on the negatives list for the film because they never even bothered to explain it. It just doesn't make much sense. But anyway, one really sad scene that really works in the film emotionally is after Lance Henriksen summons the demon. He's driving off and almost gets in a wreck, and he stops, and his kid raises up in the vehicle and says, "What'd you do, Daddy?" And that was really, really sad, and really made you feel for Lance Henriksen's character, especially if you have kids. You really feel that. Yeah, he wants to take out Pumpkinhead. He tries to whoop Pumpkinhead's ass with a flamethrower, but he won't burn and everything. Pretty cool. And I like how Lance Henriksen gets bit by a dog, and Pumpkinhead feels it, and he's moving his arm. That was cool. The one character of the teens who's like a major asshole, he's the one that actually hit the kid, and he like doesn't want to go to jail, and he's like holding the other kids hostage. He was a major douchebag, but actually he started to have a character turn. I actually liked this. This was pretty neat for the film. He has a character turn when he wants to do the right thing, and he always talks about how he always does the wrong thing, and now he wants to, you know, save face and do the right thing for once in his life. That was cool, and actually made me start really enjoying his character once that actually started happening, because he was the only one of the teens that had any kind of friggin' arc. He was the only one. But then right after that, he dies like in a really stupid way, like an idiot. Like Pumpkinhead gets shot and falls down, and he like walks over to him, and like they tell him, "No, man, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Looks dead to me." And Pumpkinhead grabs him and stabs him with a gun through the chest or whatever, and like lifts him up in the air. That was kind of cool. But yeah, the guy died like an idiot. So right when I was starting to really enjoy his character, he just dies like a moron. So yeah, that just defeated any kind of enjoyment I had for this character. You get to the end, Lance Henriksen like shoots himself in the side of the head to kill himself because he realizes the creature and him are connected. And but then he's like still alive somehow even after he shot himself in the head. I don't really get that. I guess that's possible maybe. But anyway, so he's still alive, and he asks the girl, the last surviving two people, this boy and this girl, he asks the chick to shoot him, and she does, and that was cool. I like that poeticness of the ending and how he sacrificed himself to save the kids even after he hated them so bad. That was cool. Some people think that his turn in the film of like wanting to help the kids and destroy the monster is a little bit too quick, and it kind of is, but I bought it with Lance Henriksen's acting in the film. It made me buy it. But anyway, yeah, we get to the end of the film, and Pumpkinhead like bursts into flames. He's been killed, and then you see the old witch like burying the new body, burying Lance Henriksen's body, I believe, and you can see the necklace around his neck that his son made him in the film, which was cool because his son like made him a necklace as a present. He says he'll never take it off, and at the end you see the body the witch is burying is like Lance Henriksen's, and his body is going to be like the vessel for the next Pumpkinhead when it gets summoned. So that's pretty much what they mean by being damned, like he's going to be, you know, become the next Pumpkinhead. So that's interesting, and a cool poetic ending too as well. It's sad, but with these kind of things it fits. But one interesting thing they bring up in the movie is the witch says there's a special demon for each one of like men's, you know, most evil deeds or sins or whatever. Like Pumpkinhead's the demon of vengeance. So right there, that kind of puts up like a neat mythology that the sequel's never really explored. Like if there's a demon for each thing, I guess that's like greed, lust, all that kind of stuff. Wouldn't it be cool, like maybe instead of just bringing back Pumpkinhead, maybe do a sequel with a totally different demon that's summoned by the same witch that involves, you know, something else like greed or lust or something. You know, why not? I mean, do something like that and show the different weaknesses of each demon and the different abilities. That would be kind of cool. Hell, you could do like a whole string of sequels just like that. That would be kind of neat. I'd be down for that. But they actually did that in the new comic book series, I think, but I haven't been able to read it yet, but I'm pretty sure they did. But anyway, Pumpkinhead, all in all, I'd give it 4 stars out of 4. It does have some major flaws. Like I said, the people who play the teens, their characters are incredibly underdeveloped, so much so you don't give a shit when they die. And their acting is pretty subpar to downright bad at some points. And like the dad not taking his kid to the hospital, that was pretty stupid. But other than that, like the atmosphere in this film is grade A. It's great. The atmosphere, like, and just like the look of the film is great. And Pumpkinhead himself as a creature is great. Like the guy who plays the creature, I think his name was like Tom Woodruff Jr. I'm pretty sure he's played like maybe a Predator or something at least once. I know this guy's done some other stuff. But anyway, he does a great job as Pumpkinhead. The film's acting for some of the side characters is also hit or miss. But as a whole, Lance Henriksen carries the entire film. Him and the atmosphere and the capable directing of Stan Winston for the flick carries the whole film. All in all, it's a 4-star film. It's a great like fable type story. It's not a horror classic in my opinion. I don't think it's a horror classic, but I do think it's a great 80s monster flick with Pumpkinhead as a cool monster. So I'll see you guys again with the next review.